Well, hello, folks. Top Gun here with you, and I got a good one. Mainnet. PulseChain is live, folks. Yes, I was on air with RH Max, enjoying PulseChain being live. Oh my God. Well, we didn't know it was going to go live. We were just streaming, and then the news dropped. I even got a few ratio transactions off, even though I told everyone to sit on their hands and not trade. And didn't get the Pulse sacrifice, so I wanted some tokens. I have 20,000 tokens. Yes! It's like I got $2 in for the sacrifice. It's almost like I didn't miss it. It's something. I can sleep now. I can relax. And it's good that I got those off because I remember when I was watching the first round of sacrifice for the internet money wallet for PulseChain, they didn't expect the network load and their website kind of crashed in the first hour of the sacrifice. People were having trouble getting the address and sending it out. So PulseChain probably took a lot in the way of stress testing and load to be able to handle a heavy load. And then we probably still brought more with all the FOMO pants and everyone being so excited to get in on it. So, it's live. Oh my God, it's live. And I can't even transact now. So on MetaMask, I tried to send tokens. That didn't go through. The gas estimating can be an issue because I set the slippage tolerance up to 5%. I even cranked it up to 7%. At the risk of being front run by bots. And it still wouldn't go through. So I went to the speed up, went in the activities on MetaMask, and I clicked on that fancy little button that says speed up. And then it goes, are you sure? How would you like to do it? Aggressive. Yes, I want to choose aggressive. Your maximum setting. Dump the gas in. Go. Still hanging. Still hanging. Still hanging. Okay, so I'm waiting a little bit for those to crash out and go bye-bye or get canceled or however. This is insane. I didn't expect the load to be so high on it, especially the liquidity for the pools is so low, and I can't even get in to provide liquidity right now. I mean, I can keep sitting over the app and trying again and again, and I might get through, but I have this funny hunch that I don't run a validator because I didn't have 32 million pulse, and I didn't get 32 million pulse before it got all loaded up. And this is where it doesn't matter about the validator. Like, who cares about the APR? And maybe you don't, but fun tip about the validators, you have access to the memory pool. And having access to the memory pool means you can put priorities on transactions, aka your own transactions. So if you have a validator, yeah, you can't go and edit this too much. I don't exactly know how it works because I haven't run a validator, just researched it a little bit. But the way I understood is, yeah, if you're running a validator, you can set some transactions to priority ahead. You don't want to mess with your list of transactions. You might get slashed for being tampering with it too much. But yeah, you could you can prioritize a few transactions within the block or within the memory pool, I think, if you have a validator. One of the joys, if you're writing the block, if you get that reward, there's a block every 10 seconds. Luckily, there are over 4,000 validators, or 4,000-ish set up from PulseChain privately, and then looked like we got over another 1,000 of community validators. So that's a lot of validation to go off. So that means the community maybe has 20% of the validation pool, and so maybe they're winning 20% of the blocks, and at the time they win, they might be able to prioritize their transactions. This usually will not matter, but right now, just because it just came out and everybody has been waiting 2 years, the FOMO pants have ridden so high they are neck high. Now, I mean, if my boomer audience will understand this, and anyone who still has their grandparents alive will realize, a lot of people think your grandparents shrink, and it's not so much that they're shrinking, it's just with age, suddenly they want to pull their pants up a little higher, and then a little higher, and a little higher. And we've been waiting so long, our pants are up to our chin. If you have to explain the joke, it's not funny. Yeah, sorry, guys. Sorry. Anyway, long wait over. PulseChain is live, and I am just absolutely blown away. Absolutely blown away. And I see TJBTC YT. Welcome. Thank you. And wow. You've got a live stream. I've only got about 10 people watching, but yeah, PulseChain is live, guys. This is absolutely amazing. I don't know. I could invite some people to come on a live stream with me, but everybody is probably so busy doing their transactions and with all this kerfuffle that, yeah, I didn't figure anybody's going to want to really hop on here. But I will add on a tweet just a moment here. I'm telling people, if anybody wants on this stream, DM me on Twitter, and I may give you out the StreamYard link. All right. Friday night, and we got PulseChain. So yeah, you're probably trying to go log on and everything else. Maybe you haven't listened to everybody go and tell you for the last 2 years, go to testnet, try this stuff out, get your strategy. Okay, well, let's do the refresher. It's called PulseChain.com, PulseChain.com. That's really hard for me. I don't spell. I'm the math guy. So you can go to PulseChain.com, and I am so serious about this. I'm so serious about this. Go to PulseChain, and right there, add the network to MetaMask. You don't even have to type in the RPC. Just import it. It'll do it for you. How wonderful. And then from PulseChain.com, you can go to the PulseX app. Now, you probably won't have much luck getting a transaction through at this point, but you still may have luck. You don't know unless you go try. So if you have a transaction you're really set on going to do, you can go into the app.pulsex.com, and the first thing it brings you to is the swapping for Pulse and PulseX. You can swap those tokens out. There aren't a bunch listed yet. It's going to take some time to populate. And we're also going to need to see liquidity pools start forming in order for those to populate. The liquidity pools are rather small, and you may want to be adding liquidity to get some of those fees. Again, transactions might be hard to achieve, but adding liquidity is different than a swap. You might be able to just hang that one almost. Well, no, because the pool will keep swapping in ratios you're trying to add. Oh, that hurts. Yeah. So it's going to be a battle just to get the RPC to load. Now, interestingly enough, RPCs were a big point that probably nobody paid attention to, but Gamma DevOps, he was doing some RPC hosting. Now, he got actually pulled in as an official dev for PulseChain, so he's probably hard to get a hold of, especially if you haven't paid for one-on-one time. But if you have paid for one-on-one time, and you are having trouble accessing to get a transaction in, I'm not entirely sure it's the validators and not the RPC getting overloaded. Like, it should be able to handle the network traffic, but I don't know for sure. So if you can get a hold of Gamma DevOps, maybe he'll have another RPC he is hosting that you'll be able to pay for access to that won't be so heavily loaded. It's an option. Possibly. I'm not sure if he's still doing that. I didn't pay that much tabs. I was so happy for him. Like, congratulations for being a rich and hard dev. Like, the rest is just kind of, whoa, you almost forget about it because it seems so major. But I mean, he's done a lot for the community. So I'm happy for him that he got that position, got recognized, and is a stable member of this community that is there to help. So yeah, you can hit him up with questions about RPC if you're concerned with that. And I mean, at this point that it's live, we're looking at 24 to 40 hours before we get a bridge. So all you can do is trade tokens that you might have already been holding on ETH that you got a copy of, which is trading apples for oranges, and as Papa Poner put it, unicorns for leprechauns, as none of it has value yet. But if you're anticipating, it will have future value, and that's what you're concerned about. One pulse is getting you like 3 or 4 PulseX at the moment, which, knowing my math, I think that's not a bad deal. I could be wrong. We'll see how things go. I'm not aping into that. Hex is also giving some interesting liquidities where one Hex will get you sometimes 30, sometimes 75. In PulseX, that's jumping like 250, 300 for one Hex. And so, yeah, I never sold a Hex in history, but I might have traded a few P Hex for some Pulse and then got locked out before I got any more PulseX. I was still busy trying to amp up my Pulse. I got the PulseX sack. So sorry for anyone who didn't, but as I said, 24 to 48 hours, we will have the bridge access. And there are 2 bridges to choose from. Dun, dun, dun. We have the bridge available through PulseChain.com. And we also have, say you're not on Ethereum and you're on one of 62 other chains. Well, PortalX from PowerCity.io. Isn't it great that they have access to 63 chains? I'm not even kidding you, and that doesn't include Pulse. So when they go live, you'll be able to get your assets from 63 different chains, technically bridged over, but it's not really a bridge. It's an aggregate DEX swap router, which means you're actually technically buying your way over onto PulseChain once it goes live. I think, like, this thing has all sorts of functionality. It is really cool. So you may be able to just go ahead and execute a swap right away, rather than bridging in and wrapping something. Just get rid of the original and get some liquidity that already exists on Pulse. You may get whittled away on fees depending on how many jumps and hops, but it will warn you. It's lovely. Where in the old days you might have had to click like 60 times to get from BNB over to Ethereum and check your versions of the wallet you're sending to an Ethereum code. Like, is this BRP20 or BRP2? Like, wait, what? So yeah, all that's cut out and you're like clicking 2 or 3 times. Yeah, approve and swap that. Like, wow. There's probably pasting in an address. I haven't gone to use it. You know, I'm fairly broke, so this stuff, I'm like, I don't have test tokens. I don't have a whole lot of tokens. Like, I don't have anything to be swapping around to play with these things. So I go and look at them on the surface. They're cool. I poke at the code just a bit, and then I talk to the people who built it to learn all the features. And the Power City crew has been doing amazing things to make sure that we're ready for Pulse, including getting Circle, well, not Circle, sorry, multi-chain involved, which opens the door to make it easier to get USDC onto chain. Not that I like the CBDC, but people do see it has utility, which brings value, and who might it stand in the way of value? It's going to make my bags bigger. Right on. Oh, this is so exciting. So exciting. Oh my God. I keep losing myself in thought here. Like I'm trying to hold down a coherent conversation. So yeah, 63 different chains that you can pull your liquidity on thanks to Power City team at powercity.io. Their sacrifice is now closed. You no longer can get in. It was waiting till this moment for Mainnet to launch. So yeah, Power City SAC is finally closed, and we will see. Like, don't fret. You sacked for this. Why can't I see my tokens? Okay. Well, the same way we got notified that Mainnet is live, a bunch of other teams building just got notified Mainnet's live, and that's why they're quiet right now. Is they're busy going, oh my god, roll out the software, roll out the software. They're launching the software on PulseChain, so you will see your tokens shortly. And there's a lovely community website you might have heard of, hexpulse.info, and that is hexpulse.info. And you go there and you can go to Pulse Community Sacrifices, and then you can go and double check what you sacrificed for. They have a wonderful list if you have forgotten what tokens you might be waiting for. You want to see, they kept a community log of who sacrificed for what and roughly what point total it should be. Not an exact point total, their rough estimate as a third party. But it's a way you can go and see, okay, that's what I got coming. And then on Telegram, I mean, perhaps you got in on Mintra. Well, they've got a Mintra Telegram room. They've got a Twitter account. And Gerardo is on Twitter again. Perhaps you got in for Power City, powercity.io. Jesse and Katie have been loud and vocal on Twitter, easy to access, and on Telegram. The PulseChain chat is live. Walrus is in there as an admin. He's also helping represent Liquid Loans, I believe, right now, if you got in for that. So all these protocols have to launch, and some of them aren't launching their tokens right away. So Liquid Loans is planning on waiting, what was it, possibly 2 months, maybe even 3, for network volatility to slow down before they launch the stablecoin protocol. That was at least the last time I heard. Maybe they're going to do it a little sooner, but they're not going to launch their tokens before they launch the protocol, so you're not going to see those for a while. However, the core, the Watt token, like that should be launching very, very soon, within hours. Mintra's token, I don't see any reason for that to be delayed. As soon as they get all their software up, within hours, that token should be out. I know that the Internet Money team is currently working and getting their launch ready, because if you sacrifice for their Pulse, it's not the copy of what's on Ethereum for their time and future tokens. Those are going to get still rewarded like WD or IMD, depending the token formerly known as, or artist formerly known as Prince, depending on how long you've been with the project, how many names you've seen. The final one is Time Dividend. That was what you sacrificed for when it was called IMD before it became WD. Those tokens should be being dropped shortly as soon as they figure out what's going on with the liquidity in PulseX within 24 to 48 hours. If there's any issues with the copy of the Internet Money token, they will have a launch plan and they will be relaunching it. The only issues they could see is if somebody gained the liquidity, because it was all out in the pairs. They were just the unknown vectors, the things they couldn't anticipate. They're just basically worrying about things that they can't even figure out to worry about, like worrying that the sky is going to fall. But, you know, I am somebody who appreciates a backup plan and redundancies for redundancies. So by all the power to them, I'm glad they've got backup plans. I don't think they're going to need it. But yeah, all these things, they're going to take a few hours, possibly a day, and we should hopefully see them all starting to be launched and be able to be checked before the bridge goes live, before you can start DCAing in at any main exchanges or from other chains or using the PortalX aggregator. So once all that stuff goes live, still, I mean, I know a lot of us got our FOMO pants on all the way up to our neck, but take those hands, just sit on them, get your popcorn, put it in the microwave, pull up the decks and watch. DexScreener.com, they are confirmed going to be supporting PulseChain pairs. So even if you can't find the information you want on PulseX, you can use our regular to go to DexScreener. So DexScreener.com will allow you to view pairs once they have a value and once the oracle is in. Welcome, Jaden. Is there any way to get some Pulse if you don't have any at the moment? Well, if you can get PulseX to yeah, if you can get PulseX to work for you, if the network's not too overloaded, right now you can trade Hex or PulseX if you were already holding it on Ethereum before the snapshot, which would have been in the last few days. So if you already had Hex or some other asset that you can trade, the liquidity pools are really small. The slippage is high. Like I was trading 100 Hex at a time. If I went to 1,000 Hex, it went, whoa, dude. Whoa, are you sure? The price impact from this could be 12%. Oh, okay. That's some thin liquidity. Very thin. I got some ratio trades in, so yeah, I've got my 20,000 pulse that I did with some hacks, but the network seems to be loaded, so you can keep trying. Don't be dismayed that your transactions aren't going through. It's network load, and once people get their transactions, like I got mine through, I can calm down. I'm not hitting that button anymore. Because every time I hit that button and I don't get my transaction through, I'm slowing it down for everyone else too. So I got some transactions in. I can go to sleep tonight. I can relax. Yeah, I got 20,000 pulse. I probably shouldn't brag the number of pulse I have because one day somebody will be like, we're going to go rob Top Gun. He's got pulse. Like, nope, spent it all. You didn't think I would hold it for that many years. Yeah, who knows? But right now, like that's $2 in on the sacrifice, being like, yeah, anyone who says they got in on the sacrifice got at least 10,000 pulse. There are a lot better candidates to go rob than me. Yeah, and all of it is unicorns and puppies right now with no real value necessarily. And Roger Moses, 2 trades failed. Now I don't have enough pulse to make a trade. Ooh, it actually used up the gas but failed the transactions. Now, did you set the slippage? So if you're going in here like the Wild Wild West, up in the settings of PulseX, you can set the slippage, and it has to be greater than 1%. You're going to have to go to 5%. It's going to have to be risky in these little liquidity pools. And then secondly, yeah, you may have to go try and speed up the transaction. So when it starts circling and you see the transaction window there, click on it before it's done on MetaMask, and then it comes up and goes, do you want to speed it up? Yes. If that doesn't work for you, you can go over to the activities log in MetaMask and go to the most recent transaction, and then you can attempt to speed it up. And you can set MetaMask to aggressive, so it uses more gas. There was a faucet originally for the test net. Is there a faucet? Okay, so freepulse.io is another way to get pulse. It does not look like they have a faucet for Mainnet. I thought in the early days they might let you get 1 or 2 pulse in order to transact with. But it looks like the faucet is not available. But yeah, freepulse.io. Let's see what they're doing. I will even pull it up and share screen with you guys. Wouldn't that be great? I'm sure you'd love to see where I'm navigating. That is, if I don't lose this. All right, share screen. I will give you my whole desktop of madness. Present, share screen. Share screen. And we will take entire screen. Just share that. All right, there we go. Woo, tunnel vision. All right, so freepulse.io. Ooh, what is this? Really? And technically it might be live. So I can connect a wallet. Next. Connecting. Approve. Okay. Connection declined. Double check my MetaMask. Yeah. That's on PulseChain. Try again. What happened there? Oh. It wants to connect to testnet v3 still. So no, this is not live yet. And but it should be soon. It's trying to swap me over to testnet. Chain ID should read 369. All right. But basically you connect your wallet, and once you do, well, I guess it's not showing me right here, but once you connect it, there's a free claim, and you could win $1 to $200 of Pulse every hour. So once they go live, this might be a way for you to get some Pulse. Man, I'm really upset that for people to be able to do something like this. And yeah, I'm really surprised they did not leave a faucet for people that have had barely any ETH. Like, I am so sorry that your gas got, it's not like I did that to you. A whole bunch of people are going to be suffering the same problems. I just went straight for Pulse as my first thing early on. I got lucky. I was live streaming when it happened. Oh, this is really, really unfortunate. Yeah. No more faucet. Oh, well. Yeah, I was hoping I'd be able to tell you something there, but I mean, just enough gas to transact with. You might be able to get a friend to send you a Pulse token. Not sure, but yeah, unfortunately, I got nothing here, guys. Free Pulse site should be coming up soon enough that when it does, you'll be able to get on there and be able to claim some Pulse. Other than that, yeah, there is no faucet anymore. So let's see here. I got a couple other questions. Jerome Greenberg, welcome, man. Just doing a live stream for the people. Not a lot of people watching even anyway. Like, I got 12. This is one of my less turnouts. I think everybody's just busy playing with Mainnet. So, but I figured, hey, I should do a live stream to commemorate this. And another thing, PulseChain is live, guys. It's live. That's what I've been waiting for this whole time. Like, I'm almost feeling like I shouldn't hide behind the glasses anymore. Just take them off and say hello to you guys. All right, that's basically what I was saying. Is like, I'll just wear them until Mainnet comes out. Now Mainnet's out. I'm like, am I the glasses, or can they be removed? I'll be thinking about that. They might actually just come off. I'm not wearing the aviators anymore. I streamlined a little more. Couldn't express a remote with my eyebrows enough with the aviators. Yeah, ratio trade safe. All right. I was playing with Free Pulse months ago. Hopefully it comes online. Yes, Roger. Hopefully it does. And next move, call a friend. I need a Pulse. Yep. And my strategy over the next few days, a haul. Like I said, I got in early. I grabbed some Pulse. It's just gonna sit and watch with some popcorn. The network is too chaotic. I can't get in there. I needed to build up some trades to put liquidity in. I didn't get to my build-up level before I got locked out, so I'm not worried about that first day liquidity. Like all the chaos, gonna be awesome fees, but the risk of impermanent loss, too much. No idea how it's going to play out, how people are really going to value this. I mean, I got to see what ratio trading was like on ETH Fair and ETH POW before they kind of got into the forgotten realms of technology. And it was chaos, but also things on there won't be valued the same way they're going to be valued on PulseChain, because I think a lot of people were anticipating that chain to die, and a lot more people are going to be anticipating PulseChain to thrive. And with different psychology for the different chain, you're going to see a lot of different action. So although several of the moves will be similar, the ending points a lot different. I don't know that. Anybody who says they do is lying. 100% lying. All right. Not your keys, not your crypto. Don't need to keep stuff on exchanges. You've got your crypto, you've got your wallet. You wait for these things to launch. Basically, get a good night's sleep. Wake up tomorrow and check the ratio. See if the network has slowed down enough to get a transaction in. See if these protocols have started going live, the ones that you sacked for, if you can get your tokens now. And once you've finally gotten through to check all your tokens and you have those, really, like you staked for or you sacked for Mintra, the only thing you need to do is stake your Mintra tokens to earn. If you sacked for internet money, you don't even need to stake your time tokens. If you sacked for Power City, you stake your Watt tokens. If you sacked for liquid loans when it goes live, which will be after the bridge, all you gotta do is stake your tokens. Like literally, the game plan for most of these sacks is import token, go to protocol, stake token, sit on hands and earn. Early adopters and holders. That's who makes it in crypto. Ratio trading, swing trading, that can get you wrecked. If you see a really juicy one, yeah, I don't blame you. Grab it. But don't FOMO. Don't put everything in there. Don't fat finger it. It's called a little bit of money, like $50 worth. Like, what is 100 hex? Well, I'm not even talking like at 1 cent hex. That's $1. So like I'm talking a couple dollars of hex. When I talk about 1,000, I'm still not even breaking $100 in my trading in the pre-met. Like I'm not aping in there with thousands of dollars, guys. And I mean, I've been accumulating these DCAs for a while, so I don't just have $50 crypto copies on Ethereum mainnet, but I made sure to go slow. That was my thinking, because yeah, there's no need for FOMO. It's the worst enemy of everybody right now. Sit down, relax, and grab some popcorn. Go to Telegram. Eavesdrop on the PulseChain chat in there. That's insane. 300 people. Oh, go to Twitter. There are some Twitter spaces, and listen to the noobs come in and get wrecked and go, oh my God, I didn't like, just sit there and relax and be like, ha ha, that's not me, you poor guy, but that's not me. I'm just going to sit and relax till all of a sudden I do a transaction goes through because the network's not overloaded because everyone's calmed down. So patience at this point is my best friend for my strategy, basically. Sit and wait and collect some data. And once the bridge goes live, it's back to DCA. And it's going to be for Pulse and PulseX and probably some Power City token and some internet money tokens and some fiat tokens, because that protocol's live. You can short hex on 2 platforms now. Haha. Well, I'm not sure it's live on PulseChain, but it will be very shortly. Oh my, it is getting very warm in here. Open some windows, guys. I'm too excited about PulseChain. I am overheating here. I might even have to go Corey style. Corey, if you're watching, yes, we're going to go Corey style. Down to the muscle shirt, because I don't even have any, well, a little bit, not much. I installed drywall. It's not that heavy. It's not like I sit my time bodybuilding. No. So, all right. Strategy. Try and get it to cool down in here. I am too excited. I'm getting flush. All right. Me and the guys are having a barbecue lunch party to celebrate the first 24 hours. Is going to be lit. I can't even pronounce all those letters. TJ, BTC, YT. It's like TJ Bitcoin YouTube. Maybe. Peace, guys. Ratio say Trave. Peace. And Hexfetti, welcome. Yo, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm not even doing a whole lot. I'm not even doing my math model. Top Gun. Where do you think LL is coming to mainnet? Well, Bobby, you apparently just got here. I talked a little bit about that. They are not launching right away. The last I heard, they might wait for up to 2 months, maybe, for volatility to slow down on PulseChain before they launch. Because the last thing they want is everyone to mint a bunch of stable coins and then to get liquidated like Luna because the price is jumping so much. So they got to give that some time to play out and make it safer, so that way when people go to mint their stable coins, they don't get liquidated doing it. that's about it for PulseChain. And wow. So yeah, I got to come on and say hello. I was live streaming when it happened. The excitement has hit all over me. I am incredibly flustered and overheated. I'm glad that I had a few of you turn out for this. No problem, Bobby Val. No problem. Altara, let's see here. Can you use a ledger on PulseChain? As far as I know, yes. Trezor and Ledger are supported because PulseChain, really, for PulseChain, you're interacting with MetaMask. So when you use Ledger or MetaMask or Trezor, you import them to MetaMask, right? And then you use MetaMask to swap. So yeah, if you're using PulseX, either one of those will be supported, connected through MetaMask. And if you're just talking about your tokens, they are PRC20s, same as ERC20s. If Ethereum tokens load in your ledger, then PulseChain tokens will be fine in your ledger as well. Technology is almost identical. If you guys have any more questions, go ahead and hit me up. Otherwise, I might actually wrap this stream up. Like, I thought, yeah, I should get out there, do a little bit of content, commemorate. PulseChain is live. So happy about that. No problem, El Toro. Glad I could answer that for you. All right. Well, yeah, the stream's dwindling a little bit, back down to 12 people. People wanted to pop in and see what was going on, and I'm just stoked. Just stoked and happy. So, commemoration stream, nobody else on here, just a little live stream to answer a couple questions. I figure everybody else is actually in the, what do you call them? Professional places, the actual PulseChain, official places. So, thanks for tuning out for my show tonight here, for a little tune in just to say, yeah, tonight's the night, May 12th, 2023. We got PulseChain. Technically, May 13th, if you're going with the UTC 0-100 thing, like it launched after UTC May 13th. It was still May 12th where I was sitting. But alas, in the UTC, it was not. So it is what it is. We got PulseChain, and it is live. You can debate me on what day it went live. Where I was sitting, it was the 12th when it went live, and I'm sticking to it. So thanks for being here to just celebrate with me, guys. I will still be working for the weekend, and then afterwards, when the bridge goes live and we start racking up burn pulse, I'll have real numbers to start putting in my math model. So it'll start getting an overhaul for real projections. Too crazy. Too crazy. Can't wait to see how accurate my math model is. Till next time, guys, thanks for tuning in, and stay frosty. And eventually, here we go.
I got a good one for you. Top Gun here with you. You gotta learn to earn.
Base God on the blockchain.
Gotta learn to earn. Gotta learn to earn. Learn. Fun with numbers, folks. Fun with numbers, folks. Let's do some math. Swing trade and get you wrecked. Don't do it. Swing trade and get you wrecked. Don't do it. Gotta learn to earn. Gotta learn to earn. Let's check the crystal ball. Crystal ball. Let's check the crystal ball. Crystal ball. I am not a financial advisor, but here's how I'm gonna burn my money. Burn my money. Burn my money. I am not a financial advisor.